Yo, 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 what up? It's your boy G.O.D. It's week 13, and once again, it's on. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving, but it's Black Friday, and you know we got the plug. First Word Downs, baby, you know what it is. B. Scott, drop the logo.
Yay!
Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is week 13. You know what it is. We out here doing these matchups. It's Friday night. We hope you got your drinks. To the left of me, in the house, we got...
Third wheel.
In the house, we got...
B. Scott.
And the one and only, G.O.D. B. Scott. These Thanksgiving matchups. Oh, my God. Young Hoku.
It was pretty insane.
Young Hoku.
3 onside kicks.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane. But
I wish you would have gotten some actual more field goals though, because I had him on my lineup. I wish he would have gotten a little bit more.
Yeah, he definitely missed some kicks too, so that hurt you. But anyway, we start with the first matchup. So we'll start right in with the Detroit Lions in the morning with the Bears, and a shocker, David Blau coming out throwing a 75-yard touchdown on the third play of the game. That was incredible, and I'm thinking to myself, how are the Lions going to pull this victory out? It's incredible, and of course the Bears make a comeback. They hold off the Lions. Mitch Trubisky took care of business. 335, 3 touchdowns.
He still sucks, sir.
Hey, I'm not saying he doesn't, but I'll tell you what. He got the victory. He got it done.
I'm telling you, William Blau, he went in there and just did his thing. You know what I mean? He did a really good job against that Chicago Bears defense. I'm sorry, Chicago Bears defense. I've been rooting for you all season, but right now you just suck. I don't know if you just had too much turkey or what's going on Thanksgiving, but man, they really took it to him, and it's crazy that they still was able to pull out the win. Trubisky looked amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks amazing like 1 out of 16 weeks or 2 out of 16 weeks. That guy...
Well, you got to give a little bit of credit. Don't get me wrong. The Detroit defense is terrible. I mean, it's been bad, especially since they, got rid of Quandre Diggs, and, they just haven't looked the same, especially in the secondary. Darius Slay doing his best, but the Bears took care of business, plain and simple. So, the second game, we got the Cowboys losing to the Buffalo Bills.
The Bills are good, though.
Not a shocker to me. Yeah, because the Bills, no one wants to give credit where the Bills, deserve credit. Their defense is a great team. They play sound football. They don't make very many mistakes. Josh Allen over the last 5 weeks, I want to say, has 1 interception. So
you make a mistake on defense, he'll rush against you, and then they grind you out with some runs. I mean,
they're decent. And that Cowboys team, it's not very good. You see them blowing out terrible teams. That's it. Yeah. When it crunch time, they are not a good football team.
Yeah, they're not there yet. And Jason Garrett, he might be on a different team next year. Which
should be fired.
Which is crazy. You know what? It's crazy about that. I think that Jerry Jones has all the power, and I think that Garrett is just pretty much a play caller right now. You know what I'm saying? He's a really game manager that's different from other NFL coaches.
Yeah, but do you think Jerry Jones called down after the first quarter where Ezekiel Elliott had like 8 carries with 50-plus yards and told him, hey, start throwing the ball? I don't know if that's the play call.
Because that's what Jerry Jones does. You know what? I really do wish Jason Garrett well, because he's a good football coach, and I think he will find success with another team.
Yeah, I think so too. Absolutely, I think they should have ran the ball with Zeke, but you know how teams get. Yeah. All they got to be down is 7 to 10 points. And
they were up 7.
They get rid of running the football. So, it's not a shocker to me that Zeke, they stopped running the football. They got Dak. They got the Dak attack. He's averaging over 300 passing yards a game. He's got a...
Who's still not better than Zeke?
You know what?
Them girls really got to figure out how to do something.
Absolutely. Cowboys. Terrible. But anyway. And then we have the night game. You have the Falcons at home against the Saints. And, it's still the same old Falcons. They just have not put it together on offense especially. I get it. They're playing without Julio Jones. Devontae Freeman is terrible. Plain and simple. It's time for them to move on, in my opinion. And also with Dan Quinn, he's probably going to be looking for a job too next year, the way it's looking. They got eliminated from playoffs. So on the flip side of the ball, the Saints have not looked great to me. In matchups, they should be dominating. So it's kind of worrisome to me if I'm a Saints fan, possibly. If I'm, looking at them getting into playoffs, because don't get me wrong, they have all the experience in the world. They got Drew Brees. They got Sean Payton. They can get it done. But it's looking worrisome to me.
Yeah, but you know what? I think more or less that is they've looked estranged in divisional matchups. you got to understand Sean Payton's been running the same thing for a long time outside of Taysom Hill, who was like absolutely amazing in that game.
Oh,
Jesus,
ridiculous,
man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? These teams know that team very well, so they struggle against them a lot. You know what I mean? So you see them playing other teams, and they doing that Saints football. You know what I mean? I think the Saints will be all right. I still don't got them in the top 5 of the power rankings, and hopefully we get to see what we seen last year. I think Jared Cook is a big problem in that offense. I mean, he's a good check down guy, but I see Breeze looking for him a lot, and Breeze is trying to get the football out of his hands like immediately. You know what I mean? Because they have a new blind side over there.
Yeah, they're hurting with
like,
the line.
So it's like, last year we seen a lot of throws to Traquan Smith when Ted Ginn was out. I think they need to go back to that and start trying to fly it out a little bit more and it'll open up a little bit better. But I think we'll definitely see, a better Saints team rolling in the playoffs.
Well, of course. I mean, how many games have Drew Brees been back since that injury where 4. They had Bridgewater? So it's been 4. We forget the past 2 years, this team has been on the doorstep of the Super Bowl for the past 2 years. Like,
it should have been there the last 2 years.
And it's pretty much, yes,
yeah.
Exactly. So they might be able to figure it out. They only got a few games left to figure it out, and I hope they do. I'd like to see Drew Brees win one and go out with a friggin' Super Bowl win.
Yeah, I think the Saints need to get back to running the football a little more. Personally, they really lacked power running the football, and that helps open up the offense too. So, but outside of that, they got the win. They took care of business like they should have. So, we can jump right into Week 13. Come Sunday, first matchup we're going to look at: Cleveland Browns on the road against Pittsburgh Steelers. So, for me, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. Even with Duck Hodges at starting quarterback. And Mason Rudolph has not looked good in his starts. He's been turning the ball over a lot.
He sucks.
Yeah, the way the Steelers have been playing football, a sound defense, running the football, efficiently enough, not great. They've been hurting with James Conner, but I'm sorry, turning the football over can lose you football games, and I think that's been part of the Steelers' problem. So if Duck Hodges can game manage that clock, even with James Conner out, I like Benny Snell in this matchup. And I got a feeling Jalen Samuel's going to see a lot of love in the pass game. I really do. You saw the game, that one game that Duck Hodges started. James Conner absolutely killed it in that game and had, I want to say, over 10 targets in the receiving game. So I like Jalen Samuels to start in this game. I like Benny Snell. I don't like any pass catchers on the outside. Juju Smith-Schuster's hurt, so I'm hard pressed to start any pass catcher outside of the 2 running backs. I'm not starting Hodges. Absolutely not, but the Steelers defense, I can fire them up at home, and I think they'll get it done.
No, I don't know about that, man. Just like you said, you got the Duck back there. Yeah, he can throw football. You know what I mean? Benny Snell had 22 carries last week. You know what I'm saying? He produced 100 yards. As an athlete, he is nothing special. You know what I'm saying? Nothing spectacular.
He's an average runner.
But I think he'll, still get the volume because, just like you said, Connor and Samuels have both been hurting. You know what I mean? So he's going to be the primary back there. The thing about that is Cleveland is full-blown healthy. Outside of Myles Garrett, they have their whole team together. You know what I mean? Baker Mayfield has looked incredible over the last couple of weeks, and I think he'll still be able to produce here. I think Chubb and the Kareem Hunt go crazy in this game, and I think you might see Jarvis Landry in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? I got the Cleveland Browns in a tough divisional matchup, no helmet swung, and I think they got it for the lot.
Yeah, Cleveland's only, I think, about a 2.5 point favorite in this one. But Myles Garrett I think that's a big piece to miss. I mean, he's a dog that just demands a double team, and without him, it's easier for that Pittsburgh offense to move without him. And Snell is just a grinder. He's not, anything special at the running back. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to come down to the end. I think I take the home team on this one, but just barely. I mean, this one probably going to be a close game for me.
Yeah, I got Baker on the sits this week, even though he's been nothing but outstanding the last 3 weeks. 2+ touchdowns in all his matchups, and really showing what he should have been showing all year. So who knows? Maybe he keeps it rolling. But I'm hard pressed to take a chance on him. There's so many other guys on the waiver this week that I would rather take a chance on. I also got OBJ as a sit. He just hasn't looked good in pressure matchups. In the easy matchups, he's done okay, but still not great. So Landry all day I'm firing up. He's been killing it. Nick Chubb, obviously. And yeah, Kareem Hunt, definitely a flex play in this game. But I got Pittsburgh, but I can see Cleveland pulling out. So we can move right to the next matchup. We got Green Bay Packers on the road against the Giants, coming off that bad loss to the San Francisco 49ers. Green Bay should dominate this game, in my opinion, but there's been crazier things. So for me, the starts, I start Aaron Rodgers, I start Aaron Jones, and I start Devontae Adams. And even maybe Jamal Williams, depending on the game script and depending on your fantasy team, what you're looking at. And the Giants, I like Barkley in this matchup because you can't sit him, but I thought he would struggle this year being in a bottom-end offensive team. So he hasn't looked great over the last few weeks, but he's definitely a guy you're not going to sit. And then Slayton. I got Slayton as a little sleeper in this game. Golden Tate's out. Evan Ingram's out. Sterling Shepard's going to see the heavy coverage from Alexander a lot. So I definitely got him as a sit, but I got the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, these Green Bay Packers, man. Aaron Rodgers, what the fuck? Like, I had you last week. I picked y'all last week. But no, seriously, all everything to the side. I think Green Bay gets it rolling again this week. I got Devontae Adams having a huge game. He's got one of the most favorable matchups against cornerbacks this week. I think they just roll. I think this is going to be an Aaron Jones type of game. Jamal Williams as well. I think the Packers is finally going to see a defense to where, they can just get the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? So I got Green Bay in this. Like, I don't have much room for outside of Saquon Barkley for anybody to produce in this game for the Giants. So, I'm taking Green Bay all day.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same on Green Bay. You guys already highlighted the actual fantasy aspects and guys you want to target. Yeah, I'm still starting Aaron Rodgers. I'm just gonna do it. It's against the Giants. He's still one of them guys that can just blow up for you at any given moment. So, yeah, Green Bay all day.
Yeah, all on the Green Bay Packers. And you got to watch the weather in that one. It's supposed to be windy. It could be snowy.
Nah, that's all right.
All right, so next matchup, we got Philadelphia on the road against the Miami Dolphins. I'm hard-pressed to even talk about this one, realistically. Are you really going to pick Miami Dolphins to beat the Philadelphia Eagles? It's impossible. So, for me, I'm firing up almost everybody on the Philadelphia side of the football. Alshon Jeffrey's healthy. Nelson Aguilar's going to be back. Zach Ertz all day. And Carson Wentz. I mean, he should get back to it. Realistically, everyone talks so much trash about Carson Wentz. But realistically, you look at the matchups. He played the Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots, and the Chicago Bears 3 of the last 5 games. So I think Carson Wentz gets back to it, and I think he's going to be a top 10 play this week for sure, probably even top 5. I like Miles Sanders in this. It looks like Jordan Howard's not going to go. Miles Sanders, 80+% snap share. So definitely like Miles Sanders. Eat up some clock here, and Philly D all day. Miami, I'm afraid this game's going to get blown out really early because the Philly secondary's played really well, and their front's already been solid all year. So only guys I like on the Dolphins side, if you have to start somebody, Devontae Parker. I mean, plain and simple, he's had over 10 fantasy points, 8 straight games. So I'm starting him. I'm firing him up, even in a tough matchup. And I got a little sleeper in Allen Hurns. They put Jakeem Grant on IR this week. So between him and Albert Wilson, who's also hurting, I like Allen Hurns to maybe see some love. I think the Dolphins could find some garbage time fantasy points for you. So, these are definitely 2 receivers that I would look at. Kalen Ballage, absolutely terrible. So, yeah, Philly all day.
Yeah, Wentz has not, like you said, Wentz has not looked the part in the last few weeks. You know what I mean? Also, that's because he hasn't had a decent receiving core. His receivers have been hurt. This is a matchup, another top 10 matchup for the cornerback, wide receiver matchup positions. You know what I'm saying? Alshon Jeffrey, as Miami gives up 3rd most points to the number 1 wide receiver. So this is a game where he should beast. You know what I'm saying? And then, I think Miles Sanders could be awesome in this game. Come on, man, it's Miami. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Philly gonna roll in this game. I don't really have nothing else on it. I'm starting Carson Wentz. Aguilar, I wouldn't trust as much. I would give him like wide receiver 4 type numbers. You know what I'm saying? Alshon Jeffrey all day long. He may finish in a wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 type rankings this week. You know what I mean? So him, Dallas Goedert might be a sleeper. He's been having like crazy production, and Zach Ertz is also hurting as well right now. So if Zach Ertz has a chance to miss this game, you should be absolutely picking him up on the waiver right now, Dallas Goedert.
Oh yeah.
Outside of that, Miami, I mean, that front that Philly has they're gonna shut down. Come on, Kalen Balaj.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that. You know what I'm saying? Devontae Parker is a start. You know what I mean? That Philly secondary has been terrible all season, but over the last month they have played pretty well. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's a big down the field kind of threat. You know what I mean? So maybe Fitzmagic hits him a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Might find an end zone. So outside of that, I don't see much love for the Dolphins as a start. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, I got Philly.
Yeah. I got Philly to win it. I actually do like Fitzpatrick. I've been a fan of Fitzpatrick for a while. I think he never got a really good shot. I think he's a decent quarterback. But that being said, Miami just doesn't have all the tools to get it done. Really against anybody. They'll lose this game. Maybe, like you said, Devontae Parker can get some points for you fantasy-wise. Fitzpatrick, I mean, he could have 250 yards, 2 touchdowns. I can see that. So I mean, if that's in the market, that's what you need to get it done for your quarterback position. I think you can get that.
Realistically, if you're looking at if you're looking at the waiver, you're looking at Albert Wilson or Allen Hurns to possibly put in, your team sucks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hey,
it is. What it
is.
If
you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, it's
this
like
video may not be for you. We got Philly all day.
So next matchup, we got Tampa Bay on the road against Jacksonville. Now, this is going to be a fun game. This has the potential to be a complete shootout, in my opinion.
Yes.
Both these defenses are reeling. Tampa's been putting up points all year, plain and simple. And Nick Foles, back-to-back games back, 47 attempts, 48 pass attempts. So they're throwing the football. They're trying to move it downfield. So this could be a huge offensive day for pretty much everyone. Even Leonard Fournette, even the running backs. I like Ronald Jones in this matchup. It's the first time that I would say I like Ronald Jones in a matchup. It would probably be this week. So he had 12 carries last week for 50 yards and a touchdown. I think his numbers could be very similar to that against Jacksonville. They've been giving it up on the ground, definitely in the second half of the season. So Winston, Evans, Godwin, all day, And then on the flip side of the ball, Nick Foles, DJ Chark, obviously. And I like Conley better than Dede Westbrook. Now, if Dede Westbrook's got a solid floor, don't get me wrong, but I like Conley. The air yards, it's definitely there. They're looking for him downfield if he's going to make the big play. So he's a little boomer bust, don't get me wrong, but I got Tampa Bay in this game on the road.
Yeah, me too. You think about Tampa and the weapons that they have. I mean, just come on, man. I think it's going to be easy for them to just put up points, period, in this game. On the flip side of it, the other team is going to have to throw the ball. You know what I mean? Foles, under pressure, he can't get it down there. Like you just said, Chark is a definite start. Conley can be a start. But with that front seven pressing as much, I think Dede gets a lot of love, you know what I'm saying? Gets a lot of targets, you know what I'm saying? Short game passing. So you may see him get 9 to 10 targets in this game easily. Maybe even more because they're going to have to throw this football. But they do give up a lot in the seam, so Chark and Conley could absolutely dominate in this game. This may be a game where you're thinking about sitting Leonard Fournette, but just on the volume alone and what he's getting, you know what I'm saying? You can't start. You can't. You know what I mean? He's going to get the volume regardless.
9 catches last week.
That's what I'm saying. So that Tampa front seven is no joke. We know that, but he's going to get the volume, so you have to start him if you own him. Ronald Jones, I'm not a big Ronald Jones fan. I got him as a running back 3 or 4 this week, which is still pretty flexible. But all in all, I think Tampa Bay takes this game.
Chris Conley targeted 7 times or more for the past 5 weeks that he's played. 176 air yards targeted last week. Now he missed.
How many fantasy points?
Well, now he missed some of those targets, but the opposite side with Westbrook.
Outside of Chark, Conley is boomer bust. You know what I'm saying? He could be all the way boom or he could be all the way bust. But then you got Dede Westbrook, who is going to get targets.
Dede Westbrook had a ton of targets, but he also had 60-something yards over the entire game, and he had like a 50-plus yard reception. So even though he had like 8-9 receptions, one of them was all of his yards came on 1 reception. Everything else were small little dump-offs, which didn't accumulate to nothing.
Which is going to
happen. I'm taking the air yards. I'm taking the air yards, and I'm taking a guy that's getting 7-plus targets deep downfield. I'm taking Chris Conley all day, and I'm taking Jacksonville in this game at home.
3 weeks in a row, huh?
Taking Jacksonville home.
All right.
Got my thumb up for you, sir. Next matchup, we got Tennessee on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. So this is a tough divisional game, and I'm excited because Tennessee has been balling out since Ryan Tannehill took over.
Yeah.
And 5-1?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
5-1.
Just killing it, flat
Yes,
out. And
he
Tannehill,
definitely
He's a good
has,
quarterback.
yeah.
He's a good NFL quarterback.
5 straight weeks over 20-plus fantasy points. So, I mean, Indianapolis Colts are kind of reeling, coming off the loss to Houston. They ran the ball 39 times in that game. So, it's a very similar aspect. Eric Ebron's been ruled out. He's on the IR. T.Y. Hilton's been ruled out. So, they're really hurting at the pass catching, with the pass catchers. So, Marlon Mack also out. But Jonathan Williams doing his thing. I think he has potential to have 100 yards again. So, with the amount of volume. But I like Tennessee in this game.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah, Tennessee, easy. I really do. I think the defense has just been solid, really good. Tannehill's played great over the past few weeks.
All right, we're all on Tennessee.
Mariota sucks.
Oh, well, that's an obvious one. But
Wow.
I'll give some starts anyway. So Derrick Henry obviously is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I like Tannehill in the matchup. He's been killing it all year since he's taken over the starting job. I kind of like A.J. Brown in this matchup. Last week you saw in limited touches, the guy is dynamite. He can make some plays.
I was looking at it. It's pretty good.
All it takes is one. So you worry a little bit, but I like A.J. Brown in this matchup. And then on the flip side of the ball, the only Colts I got starting is Jack Doyle because I think of the pure volume. No Eric Ebron at all. No T.Y. Hilton. So I think he can see
yeah.
He can see 7, 8 targets.
Solid looks.
And then obviously Jonathan Williams. He's been running the ball great. They call him a plotter, a third rounder. Like they still just want to give notice that he's actually looked pretty solid. Back-to-back 100-yard games. So
Yep.
I like Jonathan Williams for sure. But yeah, Tennessee all day. We're all on Tennessee. So right into the next matchup. This one's kind of a trap game for the New York Jets, playing so damn good. And now they go on the road to play the Cincinnati Bengals. Worst team in football.
Mm-hmm.
0-11. And the Bengals announced this week that Andy Dalton's going to be playing out the rest of the year.
Red Rocket's hungry, man.
And for me, I got to take the Jets in this one. I mean, they've been balling out. They really have. They've been playing great football, just coming off a huge win against the Oakland Raiders. You pretty much sealed the deal with them knocking the Raiders out of the playoffs, in my opinion. They got a tough sledding road. If they can get there, they got to win out, period. So I like the Jets. I like Sam Darnold in this game. Robbie Anderson last week, you saw him get in the end zone, 80 yards and a touchdown. Cincinnati's been beat deep, man. They got some strong safety play, don't get me wrong, but they have been beat deep on some touchdowns. So don't get me wrong, I like Robbie Anderson a lot in this matchup. Crowder kind of on volume, and then Le'Veon Bell should eat. But I've been waiting for Le'Veon Bell to eat for the last 5 weeks, and it hasn't truly happened. So don't get me wrong, I'm still starting him.
Yeah, I think that's just motivation and everything that's going on over there. We seen at the trade deadline that his name was involved in talks. So I think a lot of that has to do with that. You know what I mean? I do not see a win for the Cincinnati Bengals.
You don't do?
I just don't see how it's going to happen. You know what I mean? I think there'll be some garbage time love, you know what I mean, with Andy Dalton doing his thing. But that offensive line is atrocious. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
they're
it's
built,
very bad.
They're built a little bit better to run the ball. Joe Mixon is the obvious start in this one. But like I've been saying for a long time, they're only averaging like three yards per carry. You know what I mean? So the Jets. So I mean, yeah, he's going to see a little bit. He's going to see volume in this game. The only way that they can win this game is try to hope to keep their offense on the field, and the only way they do that is run the football. That's why I say that there's not a lot of love for the wide receivers. Maybe Tyler Boyd. I got Tyler Boyd as a start in this game.
Definitely.
Outside of that, Ogden Tate sit. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm sitting Andy Dalton. I'm sitting. Of course, we sit in Cincinnati Bengals defense. You know what I mean?
Do
Anderson,
they exist in fantasy football?
That's what I'm saying. Robbie Anderson,
Yeah.
Jameson Crowder, start him up, light him up. Le'Veon Bell, Sam Darnold. We got the Jets rolling. Jets, Jets.
I got the Bengals. I got the Red Rocket coming back with a vengeance.
Is he right?
I got the Red Rocket coming back with a vengeance. I think Tyler Boyd beats in this game. 20 plus probably fantasy points. Easy. And I actually think they win this game.
Would Marvin Lewis be 0-11 right now if he was the coach of the Cincinnati Bengals? Honestly, I don't think he would.
No, I mean, look.
I don't know.
No, look. Their defense is bad. Their offensive line is bad. I think this is just one of those games, just kind of keyed up where Andy Dalton was benched, comes back, and figures out a way to win a fucking game. He's trying to save his job, basically. He's trying to save his job for the next couple of years is what he's trying to do.
What is going on right now? This
I'm
is the
telling
first
you.
4 downs. This is G.O.D. In the house we got.
Third wheel.
In the house we got.
B. Scott.
We'll be right back after this break.
Yeah. It's Friday night.
You niggas is just lost. I swear to God.
It's Friday night. We're talking matchups, man.
Yeah, baby.
It's week 13.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to subscribe to the First 4 Downs and hit that thumb button. And welcome back to the First 4 Downs. We're going to dive right into the next matchup, and it's a big one. Probably the biggest one of the week. Super Bowl preview. We got the 49ers on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. So this game's amazing. You got the top 2 teams in the league, in my opinion. There's no one even close to these teams. Yeah, G.O.D., didn't you bet against the 49ers last week?
Ain't that about a bitch? You gonna bring that up right now?
49ers, huh?
Wow.
Blow out the Packers.
Incredible.
You took the Packers?
You know what? I thought I had great friends.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I guess I got to be Stephen A. Smith or somebody. You know what I'm saying?
There's a reason why I
I
sat.
bet you Shannon Sharp's friends don't treat him this way.
Hey,
Does Shannon Sharp have friends?
nothing but love.
Yeah. I don't know. This game is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? You got two of the top. You got 2 of the top teams that's in the power rankings right now. You know what I mean? 2 of the top teams in the National Football League. You got Baltimore. Their defense has been playing great since they got Marcus Peters and Jimmy Smith back. Hollywood just doing his thing. Lamar Jackson, come on, man. He's just looking ridiculous. And then on the flip side of the ball, you got that Niners defense, who is, I guess, a fucking elite. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? They are pretty good. But can they stand the test against San Francisco 49ers? I think it's going to be a close, fought-out game. And I think that Baltimore has a little bit more firepower on offense. You got to remember, Greg Roman is still the offensive coordinator, so they know what the Niners do a little bit. So I give the advantage to Baltimore in this game. You know what I mean? No, I don't see San Francisco winning at all. No, I don't see it as a possibility. I'm not a Niner hater or none of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
My own team.
Mm-hmm.
My own team.
You're just hating.
But anyway, yeah, I got Baltimore Ravens in this game.
Think about this. As much as everybody has talked about the way that they're trying to change the officiating and turn it into a more pass-heavy league and everything else, who are the number 2 teams in football right now? Oh, the number 2 rushing teams in football right now are the number 2 teams in football right now. These 2 are basically, they've turned it back to smash mouth. We're going to bang you up front and run the ball against you. And they're probably the top 2 teams in the league. So this matchup, I think, can go either way, honestly. I'm just excited for the fact that running the ball and rushing and having a powerhouse run game has come back into the NFL and been like, okay, we don't have to throw it for 300, 400, 500 yards every single game. We can just smash it and win.
My thing is this. You look at every single position, right? You got Garoppolo.
Well,
You got Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Who has the advantage?
Lamar Jackson.
You got
As far
Mark
as
Ingram, Tevin Coleman. Who has the advantage?
No, but that's not true because then they have Breida, they have Mostert. I think their running back tandem is better.
Who's their number 1? Let's say
You got Kittle or Mark Andrews.
Kittle.
Okay. Against that. Okay. You got Emmanuel Sanders. You got Hollywood Brown. Who has the advantage?
Emmanuel Sanders because he is just a short route guy.
Impossible.
Debo. I like Debo.
You got the defense. You got Baltimore defense, San Francisco defense. Who has the advantage?
San Francisco.
In a close-knit game, you have Robbie Gould and you have Justin Tucker. Who has the advantage?
Justin Tucker.
Baltimore all day.
We'll see. I don't know. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a good game.
I got Baltimore at home. Don't get me wrong. I like Debo Samuels to start in this game, even though it's going to be tough and hard fought. He's the only pass catcher I like outside of Kittle.
Impossible.
I don't really like Emmanuel Sanders, but
Kittle's a beast, man.
Debo's just played so damn well over the last 4 or 5 weeks. He's really coming to his role, so that's what I like about him. The Niners lead the league in sacks. Now, are they going to sack Lamar Jackson a bunch of times? No, not saying that. But if they can find a way to contain him somewhat, no team has yet, but if they can, it's going to be the 49ers. That front is no joke. Armstead, Buckner, Bosa, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous, that front. So, and they're getting after him with 4. There's no blitzing for the Niners. They don't need a blitz to get you. So,
it's easy.
Yes, Jackson can make all the plays with his legs, don't get me wrong. And I got the Ravens winning the football game because Jackson is just playing such high-level football right now, high IQ. You cannot stop him. You stack the box, he throws it over the top.
Yeah. He's playing very good
Or he still gets past you.
Yeah.
You play back, and he's going to run for the first down all day.
I just like the Niners running game a little bit better. With in the absence of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is different. But as far as actual running backs and their running game with the running backs, I like the Niners running backs better.
I got the Baltimore Ravens, and it's just they're at home. They have the huge advantage.
Ravens at home. I'm not going against Ravens at home.
We got the Ravens.
Yep. We're all on the Ravens. But Super Bowl preview, man. I think both these teams, you could see them in the Super Bowl again.
It's exciting. I'm ready to watch it.
So next matchup, we got Washington Redskins on the road against Carolina Panthers. And
Come on, man.
I know, yeah, we got to talk about the Redskins. Hey, they won last week. They beat the Detroit Lions. You know?
That's right.
Wow.
Ooh, Redskins are on the come up.
It's like, wow. But anyway, Carolina Panthers at home, man. Kyle Allen's coming off a pretty good game against the Saints where they should have probably won that football game or at least put it to overtime.
This should be a game where Christian McCaffrey has the greatest game of all time.
Hey,
because that
200 all-purpose yards is probably what's going to happen.
Or 200 rushing yards and 200 receiving yards because they're terrible. I'm telling you.
Hey.
You know what?
CMC going to do what
Vegas
you do.
going to make their money on this one. You know what I'm saying? They're going to hold on this one. I got Carolina. I don't even have to talk about too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Washington, on the Washington side of the football, I like Terry McLaurin as a start. Just for pure volume, he had 12 targets last week, so I definitely like him, even though it's tough because Haskins looks so bad. But volume alone, he has the opportunities. So I also like Darius Geis in this game. I know him and AP are splitting down the middle. They were talking about Chris Thompson possibly coming back this week, so that even hurts the passing game for them even more.
Divides it up, yeah.
You know what? Darius Geis, to me, as a pure runner, hasn't looked that bad. Now, Redskins have not been able to run the football effectively on a weekly basis, but Carolina Panther rolls.
Yep. Carolina.
So we'll jump right to the next matchup. LA Rams on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. A huge divisional matchup. And I like the Rams in this one, even though the Cardinals have played very good football, and Kyler Murray has been coming into his own of the last 2 or 3 weeks. You see in his fantasy numbers, he's really starting to open up that field with his legs, which he didn't in the beginning of the season. So I like the Rams in this game, though. You know, I really think they can get back to some sort of shell of what they have in the past.
Yeah,
so
I agree. Like we've been saying, they got Brandon Cooks back. You know what I mean, to open up that field. I think it's going to be a little bit too much for Arizona. You know, you still got Robert Woods, even though he ain't produced, but come on, man.
He's coming off back-to-back good target games, though. 12 targets, 9 targets. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Todd Gurley should do great in this one. They're all starts to me. You know what? It's a divisional matchup, and you want to give you know what I'm saying? If you're a betting person, you want to take Arizona in this game because there's a possibility they can win. You know what I mean?
Possibly.
The Rams have been losing, but they've been losing to very good football teams. Arizona's not a very good football team.
No.
You know what I mean?
Not yet.
I just feel that there's not a lot of window for Arizona to win here. You know what I mean? I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah. Arizona, if you're an Arizona fan, be happy. Because I'm saying if somebody's an Arizona fan, be happy because Kyler Murray looks like he's going to be able to be good. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get everything ready for the NFL level. And at this point this year, sorry.
Yeah, you're not betting the over or under in this one. You're not betting the spread in this one. It's all money line and it's all LA Rams.
Yep.
One sleeper I just want to input here. Tyler Higbee, obviously. Gerald Everett's been ruled out. Arizona's giving up the most fantasy points on the season still. to the tight end position. So I'm starting Tyler Higbee in most leagues, honestly, because you can get him for nothing. So especially DFS, all-day starter. So, yeah, we're all on the Rams on that one. And we jump right to the next divisional matchup. We got the Chargers and Phillip Rivers throwing interceptions on the road against the Denver Broncos. Now, when I say it like that, it makes me want to take the Denver Broncos. But I have a feeling the Chargers are going to pull this one out.
I almost don't want any piece of this matchup, honestly.
Yeah, it's hard.
I really don't want anything.
This is one of the tough ones for me. Rivers does play well at home, but Detroit is not. I mean, Denver is not a bad football team. They're really not.
They're in Denver,
and they're in Mile High. So, I mean, there's a possibility there. It's 50-50 to me because you know what, the Chargers have not looked like a dominating football team right now. You know what I'm saying? All season long, they have not looked like that team. I still, just the weapons that they have, I still have to pick the Chargers. You know what I mean? And that's tough. Like I said, it's 50-50 for me. Keenan Allen, light him up. Even against Chris Harris. You know what I'm saying?
Stephon Diggs just roasted him last week. So
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Mike Williams could be also another starter. Hunter Henry, you're going to start all day. On the other side of the ball, I mean, you know, Phil Lindsay.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you going to really start there? Cortland
Nothing.
Sutton? I don't like Cortland Sutton in this game.
Don't
you know what I
trust
mean?
none of that.
And you think about LA's running game. You know what I mean? They still got Melvin Gordon, who is, I mean, don't get it wrong, he's still a top 5 back. You know what I mean? He's just, you know, with the holdout and everything like that. Yeah, Chargers.
I honestly don't know in this one. This is gonna be like a shot in the dark at the last minute. Chargers probably. They just got more weapons. They got more weapons.
Seem to let you down sometimes.
Yeah, they got more weapons, and hopefully Phillip Rivers can snatch some good game.
Yeah.
From back in the past.
Well, my problem with Chargers, it's like they find ways to lose games more than win them. You know, they find ways to lose.
That's why it's so tough.
It looks like we're all on the Chargers on this one. We can go right into the next matchup. We can stay right in that division too. We got the Oakland Raiders on the road against Kansas City Chiefs.
We don't even have to talk about this one.
Oh man,
the Raiders let us down last week. You know, against the Jets.
Completely.
It was pretty unbelievable to get blown out on the road against the Jets. But you know, the Raiders seem to have these 2 to 3 mulligans a year where it's like you can't have mulligans in week 13. You know what I mean? You just can't. Oh, that's a mulligan. I'll take a loss.
It looks so terrible.
So anyway, they're traveling on the road to the Chiefs, and Chiefs are fully healthy outside of Damian Williams. So I like Darrell Williams definitely as a sleeper start in this game with Damian Williams being out. But
LaShawn McCoy also they're saying his touch is going to get, you know what I'm saying, cut down a little bit because they're waiting for the playoffs.
But yeah, the Chiefs are rolling this one. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, as a Raiders fan, I'm kind of disappointed to say the Chiefs are probably going to steamroll them, but that Jets beatdown was a little bit much. That was a little bit much for a Raiders fan to see them just get worked the way that they did. I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be better than the Jets game, but
I don't think so at all. You know what? That Kansas City offense is prolific. Even without Damian Williams, it's not gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? I just really don't think it's gonna matter. Tyreek Hill, he's been dealing with some injuries or whatever, but McCall Hardman has been a beast. You know what I'm saying? Mahomes likes him. The team likes him. Watkins can be like somebody that they can look for there. Did you forget they got Travis Kelce?
Oh yeah. I didn't forget that. No,
that's what I'm saying. I just ultimately think Kansas City is just too much for Oakland. You know what I mean? I really do. I got Kansas City in this game.
I think the only way the Oakland Raiders can pull this one out is if they pull a page out of the Indianapolis Colts book and run the ball 30 times.
Yeah, but
they need to run it more than that. They need to run it like 40 times.
Josh Jacobs has been on the injury report all week as well.
That's fine. He's been playing through little nagging injuries. Most players do, especially this time of year. So I like Josh Jacobs in this matchup for sure. He's been killing it all year. I mean, he's almost got over 1,000 yards as a rookie. That's pretty good. So, and I also like Darren Waller. The Chiefs have been beat by the tight ends this year. So,
hey, Raiders could possibly just go grab the Skittle man and pull him off the fucking bench and just throw him in there to grind out 20 carries at 2 to 3 yards a carry.
Yeah, obviously, I got to take the Chiefs here at home. It's going to be tough for the Raiders to do much of anything, especially if Jacobs is reeling with injuries and whatever else. But fire up everybody on the Chiefs offense. The Raiders defense last week just did not show up. I could see them playing a little better this week, but come on, man, it's Mahomes. So
yeah, it's Mahomes in Kansas City, and Kansas City is like the second loudest stadium in the league.
And coming off a bye.
Yeah, I'll just Kansas City.
So we're all on Kansas City. We can jump right to the upset of the week, I call it. You got the New England Patriots on the road against the Houston Texans.
Yes.
And this, for me, a lot of people would think I'm crazy to not take the Patriots. But I'll tell you what, I think the Texans pull this one out. It's going to be a little bit of a tough-fought game. Don't get me wrong. The Patriots' defense is no joke. Looking through my matchups this week, I look and go, the quarterback position. The Patriots give up the fewest points to the quarterback. Oh, the wide receiver position. Oh, the Patriots give up the fewest points to the wide receiver. Oh, the running back position. The Patriots give up the fewest points to the running back position, all in fantasy. So,
yeah, that's all true.
It's going to be a tough game. Don't get me wrong, but the New England firepower has not been there. It's been
true as well.
Little Daisy BB gun at best. So, for me, I like the Texans in this one.
Yeah, the Patriots offense is they just do not have the tools. They do not have the weapons. But Belichick is still the best coach in the league. And I take him every time over every other coach just based on percentage and numbers. Chances are you're winning money. So I am taking the New England Patriots to win against Houston. And one of the number one reasons is that offensive line of Houston has still been suspect. And I think he finds a way to get pressure on Watson and just cause a bad day for him.
Yeah, I would normally go with you on there, but the other part of that is New England's whole defense has been sick with the flu all week long. I'm talking Jamie Collins, Stephon Gilmore, Patrick Chung, all of them. I think that the Patriots is going to go into Houston this week and get their ass rocked. I think, you know what? You got to realize that Belichick is a great coach, and he throws different packages at people. Mm-hmm. And Deshaun Watson is probably the most cerebral quarterback in the game right now.
Well, he knows very packages. Good. Very good.
There's going to be a time in these games where players miss assignments. They've been sick all week with the flu. I'm telling you, I think I got Will Fuller in the end zone this game. I got
probably
Hopkins producing. Even for Sony Michel and the running backs who have been dominant. Houston is a top 5 Russian defense. Belichick is not going to be able to do like much about that.
Yeah.
I got Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans beating the New England Patriots this weekend.
Well, it is what it is. I disagree. I just think that Belichick throws enough different packages to cause a problem against that offense. I think that offense still scores. I think they still score. Should be a good game. It'll actually be a good game to watch.
Yeah, I'm going to jump right into the starts, though. I got Houston, but I'm hard-pressed to start Brady, but I think he can have an okay day if it becomes a high-scoring game. I like James White in this game, especially over Sony Michel. They're not going to be able to run the football very well. Sony hasn't looked that great. He's had a buttload of carries and a little bit of yards, and that's about it. He hasn't had that many dominant games this year, so I'm sitting him. I like Edelman in this game, and then Dorsett. If he's healthy, I like him to have a chance to find the end zone.
Yes.
The secondary of the Texans really struggled, so I definitely like him as a little sleeper in this game. And on the flip side, I like Deshaun Watson. I like Will Fuller a lot. Can you sit DeAndre Hopkins against Stephon Gilmore?
I'm not sitting him.
It's going to be hard unless you have a really good third option. I mean, you can't, but he's shut down everybody. Absolutely everybody this year. So,
yes.
I'm on the fence with that start. And then on the flip side, I even like Carlos Hyde to run the football against the New England Patriots. Their front line hasn't been great on the year. They've been good. Don't get me wrong. They've been a great overall defense, and they've scored a whole lot of touchdowns. So it's been great for fantasy owners. But this is just a game I don't see it going that way. So I like the Texans.
And I'm telling you, you remember that game in Foxborough last year? It was a high flying game, and the Patriots came out with that win. I think Deshaun Watson is hungry, and he wants that win against Brady to prove that he is one of those type of quarterbacks. And I'm telling you, I think this is the week.
All right. So we can jump right into the last matchup of the week, and that's gonna be the Minnesota Vikings on the road against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I got a little upset in this one. I like Minnesota on the road. They've been playing great football, and I think they're the best team in their division. So, Seattle's got 2 losses on the season. Both of them came at home. They play better on the road than they do at home. It's kind of weird, but I like Minnesota in this game. And the secondary's been bad for Minnesota. Don't get me wrong. Seattle should exploit that, but they've been pretty solid against the run. And the Seahawks defense over the last few weeks has really picked up, but they haven't looked great all year. So I like Minnesota in this one.
Yeah, they haven't had all the pieces together all year as well. You know what I mean? They got Jerron Reed in that front back. They got the trade they got with Diggs. You know what I'm saying? They're starting to mold together. You know what I mean? Then you got Seattle's home field. You know what I mean? It's always loud there. It's always crazy there. The 12th man. You know what I mean? Yes, they've lost 2 games at home, but I think this is a game where, you know what I mean, they'll win this one. Minnesota's defense is reeling right now. You know what I mean? You got Joseph and Everson Griffin hurting on the front of that line. Then also you got Harrison Smith also with a hammy. So you know what I mean. A hammy is very important for a team that fast. You know what I mean. You got DK, Josh Gordon, and Tyler Lockett. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying. They're going to have to keep up with these receivers all game long. Definitely. And then you have Chris Carson in the middle just getting those touches, just like Fournette does. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what? I think this is a game where they know that they have to win this game to be atop of the division, especially with Baltimore seeing San Francisco this week. If San Francisco loses this game, Seattle will be number 1 in the NFC West. I got Russell Wilson. I got Danger Russ in Seattle in this game against Minnesota Vikings.
I got Seattle home as well. Yes, I think Minnesota is starting to go up, and I think it's going to be close. I mean, they're going to definitely put up a game, but I don't know. At home, the 12th man.
Let's not forget Dalvin Cook been on an injury report since Thursday. You know what I mean? He did upgrade to a full practice, but
yes, but I
you got to wonder if that, you know what I'm saying, reduces his touches in this game.
I think instead of just Chris Carson, Rashard Penny last week started killing when he came in. I mean, absolutely started killing after the fumbleitis that Carson had. So we'll see. Maybe they make a switch. Maybe they don't. But either way, their game plan is pretty much going to be exactly the same as it has been. And Seattle's been rolling. It's going to be a slow cruise, and I think they win this game.
This is going to be a really fun game to watch, realistically, and I think there's going to be some fireworks, period. I like Minnesota, personally. I got a couple sits in this game, definitely. I don't like Stephon Diggs in this game. Seattle does not give up the big play. They do not. So I don't really like Diggs on that deep end. Thielen's supposed to be back. He looks healthy to me. They said he's got full practice in back-to-back, so he should be back to see a lot of volume. I like Kyle Rudolph in this game. Seattle's given up actually quite a bit of fantasy points to the tight end position, so I like Kyle Rudolph as a start. And obviously you're starting Dalvin Cook. You're starting Chris Carson. Even though the Penny scare, I don't think it's going to affect anything. Penny's going to see, a couple more touches? It's not going to affect him that much. I really don't think so.
Fumbleitis, sir.
I like Minnesota in this game to get it done. I think Seattle, I'm sitting both these defenses. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to start a defense in this game. It could be high-powered, high-scoring, but I like the Vikings. So,
well, that about wraps it up. You know what it is. It's week 13. In the house we got
Third Wheel.
In the house we got
B. Scott.
And yours truly, the one and only God. For the First Word Downs, as always, if you like this video, turn that thumb blue, subscribe, and hit the bell. You know what it is. We out.